All right, there we go. All right. Our first class of the new year. I want to say Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever is your the holidays that you celebrate. Happy holidays to you. Um, Hopefully everyone enjoy their time with family. I know for my family, we got a chance to get together. My kids got a chance to ask me for things that they don't need. Okay, don't all of our kids do that? So I had so much fun giving them some of the things that I know they don't need, as well as things that I know they do need. So I'm excited as we go into the new year because this is like a time where everyone refocuses. They start getting their goals together. They start talking about what they're going to do for their money. And so I want to go over some things with you guys. First, I want to start off by saying, like, just so you understand, if you missed a few classes and you want to just understand like the schedule and how to get back on track and what you should be doing, our schedule is now we do what we call money classes. We do them the first Wednesday of the month. And then we do business classes on the third Wednesday of the month. You should see a calendar that comes to your email. And more importantly, I don't know how long it's been since you've been with us, but if you're back now, I'm excited because we are now communicating in one place, which is an app. Now that app is um, it's called Kajabi. I don't know if you guys can see it really good, but let's see. There it is, Kajabi Communities, and that's what it looks like right there. It says the one is Kajabi, the other one is called Communities. So when you go to your app store, you look for Kajabi Communities in your app store. Uh-oh. Okay. You look for Kajabi Communities in your app store and you should be able to find it. The nice thing about the app is what you want to do is you want to make sure that notifications are turned on when you open the app so you can make sure you get all the notices about when we have classes. I make sure I post them in there as well as email. And when you join in, if you're a VIP, I can add you to our trading community so you could see all of the trades and everything that a lot of people are posting and things that they're doing. Okay, so before we get into our main topic for today, I do need to update you on a few things regarding the stock market and trading. So I want to get straight into that and then we can get into some other things. But let's get into first the stock market. Okay. Now, one of the things we know when it comes to the stock market is that the S&P 500 is the main like source or hub of information to know what are the top companies doing in the United States. Remember, there's about 4,000 companies. The S&P 500 represents the top 500. So let's take a look at where we are January of 2024. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. Oh, you guys should see that. Do me a favor, if somebody can just do a thumbs up. A lot of you don't have your picture on, so I wouldn't be able to see the thumbs up. Um, let's see. Jalea, I see your picture. Can you do a thumbs up for me? Or can you just, I don't know if you are able to. Okay, good. Okay, I see the thumbs up. Thank you guys. All right, perfect. So let's take a look at, let me close this out for me. All right, so let's just take a look at the stock market. Now, just some data for everybody to keep in the back of their mind or something for you to think about when we go through the ebbs and flows of the stock market. So one of the things that when you took the course and you went through the introductory and the foundational like information about the stock market, I spent a lot of time going over um bear markets. How many remember that? I remember the bear markets, and then I went through all the different bear markets that have taken place for like the main ones that have taken place since 200 years. Anybody remember that? Hmm. I'm waiting for y'all to respond now. Y'all gonna say something or y'all gonna go? Okay, there we go. All right, good. If you remember that, if you remember that, one of the reasons I placed such an emphasis on that and being that part being a part of the course was because I wanted you to understand like the like the attitude of the stock market, like what her attitude is like, okay? Because she got an attitude, okay? She ain't happy all day long. And for the women that is in the group, y'all know what I mean, right? She ain't happy all day long. So sometimes she be having her little mood swings, okay? Now, when she have her mood swings, good thing is like her man keep her happy. So she don't stay mad, right? Okay, well, that's like the stock market. She don't stay mad all the time. So what happens is she has her times where she has these bear markets. Bear market is 20% or more. Everybody remember that, right? Okay. All right. Now, here's the thing that you have to remember if you go back to that is that I tried to also show you time frames, meaning how long did she have an attitude? Like, was it forever? Like, was it 20 years? How long does she have these attitudes? So if you go back to that information, I tried to show you the length of time where she had her attitude, but then when she got back to where she was fine again, right? So she's at a certain price and then she drops, and then when she gets back to this price and goes beyond, right? So that's how she works. Now she never goes back to the first attitude she had from the beginning of time, right? It's a new attitude. So she never goes back. It kind of progresses along the way and she goes up and she has these great moments, but then she gets a little attitude again. Okay. Now the reason I show you the amount of time that the stock market has these bear markets is because it's important for you to know that on average, they say they last anywhere. Like the longest they say they last is anywhere between like 1.5 years to 2. 1.5 years to 2. Okay. Now, what we saw in 2020 was that she only lasted for like, I don't know, like a few months. I want to say it was like 4 to 5 months before she dropped and she went back, right? But this last one, guys, we've been sitting in this bear market for a while. Okay, so let's go back and look at it. She started this little dip here, if you can see. And if you look down at the bottom, here's where the dates are. You can see the dates. So the last time she was at a high was back in January of 2022. Okay, so January of 2022, and now we're at basically the 2-year mark. Okay, now what happens when she has a bear market? So when she has a bear market, that means price is going down, and we've watched her go down and up and down and up and down, and now we see that she's returning back to her previous what? Her previous high. Now she hasn't hit it yet, but she is darn near like close to it. She's really, really close to it. So if you would have been investing during the last 2 years, you would be seeing your returns start to come back. As long as you don't touch them, and we've talked about this, they will come back. How long does it take? In this instance, it's taken 2 years. 2 long years. Okay. So the good thing about during this time is you should still be investing. The reason for it is because now when you start investing, your returns become even greater. Even if you were investing here, and this is why I say set it on automation, because you're going to invest here, 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 because you're investing every month, right? So this is a weekly calendar. So every like 4 weeks you're investing, every 4 weeks you're investing. And so what they always say is you can't time the market, meaning there's no way to figure out where the bottom was right here and hold all your money and buy down here. There's no way to do that because you don't know if it's going to return right here and just take a little bit of a dip like 2020 did, or is it taking this long dip where it's going even further, but then eventually go back. So my suggestion always is to invest every month, and that way you don't have to time anything with the market. Okay. Now, some things that you should take a look at here is that I also have on something called Heikin-Ashi candles. Heikin-Ashi candles are what makes, whether it be trading or it makes, understanding the charts or investing, it makes it a lot easier. It gives you a lot smoother of a chart. Like if I change it from a regular candle to here, do you see looks a little bit different, maybe a little bit more complicated, I would say. But when you change it to Hakanashi candles, it gives you a smoother transitional look. And these are basically called volume weighted candles, meaning it's giving you a volume base of like the direction of where the price is going instead of an actual number of the price. So, but this is the direction that the price is going. So I like these candles because they make trading easier. They also make it easier on your eyes when you're just trying to look at like what's happening and what the stock market is actually doing. So just to keep everybody up to date with where the stock market is, I just wanted to pull this up and give you guys um just to give you an overview of where we are starting the year of January 2024. Now, transitioning, let's go into trading. Let's go into trading. Now, I wanted to congratulate one of our members because she just got her live account to $10,000. I was really excited to congratulate her, but she couldn't be on the call this evening. She had death in her family. And so we're going to have to congratulate Christine Smith on our next call. But just to put a little bit out there because it is good news and just to encourage everybody. I know trading is not an easy platform, but one of the things I can tell you that when I talked to Christine, I said, well, give me some of the tips of some things you changed to help you to like just get it, right? Because that's the thing with trading. It's like, how do you just get it? And truly, it was to simplify things. Now, I've said this a plenty of times, but sometimes, it takes you a minute to simplify, right? So if you want to simplify your trading for the new year, I just want to give you some tips that she said worked for her, but I'll let her speak for herself as well on the next call when she's able to join us. But she mentioned simplifying things. I believe the stock that she kept trading was AMD, which also was a stock that she was able to afford in her account. And that's a big thing. A lot of times we trade stocks and we trade things that are too big for our account, which causes us to overbuy and it causes us to make bigger mistakes because we buy too far out of the money just to try to trade it. So one of the things she said was that she traded something that her account could afford. And I believe that's in one of my steps right there in that the overview of the course. So that's something to take note of. Another thing I know when I spoke to her about, and she was so excited, just so you guys know, she was really excited. And I know she can't wait to share this with you guys. But she stuck to like not exactly one strategy. It sounded like she was using maybe two strategies or two things that she was looking at and making her decisions on. But I do know that she said she turned her Hakanashi candles on. She just left them on. For any of you who have practiced trading, one of the things you'll know is that live candles of regular candlesticks have a lot of movement and can get very confusing. And so that was what she mentioned to me that she was sticking with was the Hakanashi candles. The third thing I want to just recommend that she said really helped her was she used a main strategy, which was the trend strategy. And I'm just going to go over that for you really quick as we go into the new year. And then I'm going to take a pause in case anybody has any questions about uh, the stock market or trading. Okay. So the trend strategy, to go over the trend strategy with you guys, basically it wants you to review the trend on a higher time frame. So for instance, on the left-hand side right here, we're looking at the weekly time frame. That means that every candle represents 1 week's worth of price. The other thing is to recognize the trend. How do you recognize the trend? You recognize the trend by how the stock is trading. So you have to create a trend line. So when price is going like this, you create the trend by touching the tops of the candles. That tells you this is a downtrend. Okay. Well, I can't do a downward slant over here because there is no downward slant. It's an upward slant. So you go from the bottom and you touch the bottom of the candles. You create 2 to 3 connections and you can tell that it's an upward trend. So you use a higher time frame to recognize the trend, and then you use the next lower time frame to recognize when you should enter. So when do you recognize when you should enter? It's called during what they call pullbacks. So if we're in an upward trend, it means that you're purchasing calls. What are you purchasing? On an upward trend, you're purchasing, let me check the chat. Let me see if I can get y'all in the chat. In an upward trend, you're purchasing what? Are you calls or puts? What did I say? Okay, calls. Okay, great. All right. So when do you buy a call? You buy the call after the pullback. So that means after the red candles, you buy the call. And that's all you buy. The trend strategy says you recognize the trend on a higher time frame, and then on the next lower time frame, you wait for the pullback and then you enter the trend. And then when do you exit? You can exit when you see a red candle. In this case right here, you could exit. And then you could have re-entered because you see a green candle again and then exit here. But you enter after a red candle. After, like, the best time to enter is after slopes, like after a really decent pullback. And then you buy time and then you hold the trend. Okay. All right. So that's just a little bit of a going over the stock market and going over trading. Is there any questions about the stock market and trading? I just wanted to give an update of where we are and kind of go over that. But I do want to stop for a second, and I don't want to go into another topic without answering any questions if there are any. And the nice thing about the Communities app is that you can message other members in the Communities app. I would message Christine. She is having, like, she has someone pass away in her family. This would be a great time for you guys to use the app, DM her, and just say congratulations, or even add her in one of the groups, like whether the investing group or if you're in the trading group, and just add her and say, we're proud of you, Christine. Congratulations. Yes, this is more of a swing trading strategy. Not really great for day trading. This is more of a swing trading strategy. You could do it on a day, like if you wanted to do it like on the 4 hour and then maybe do it on the 4 hour and 1 hour, or do it on the maybe day and 4 hours. So you can go a little bit lower, but I would use it on like higher time frames, like the week and the day. Or you could do the day and the 4 hour. Sunny, you've been using this with Lily, Eli. Oh, you had some trades today. Hey, Sunny, you had some great trades today. Hold on. Just gonna spend a minute on this. Where are you, Sunny? There you are. Oh, are you able to show your face?
Yeah, kind of dark in here, but I can show.
Okay.
You want me to show my video, or you want me to show my
Just you.
oops, I had my little cover. Sorry, I had my cover on my camera. I don't
Okay,
know. Focus.
there you go.
Can you
All right,
see?
so you had some trades today. How did your trades go?
Excellent.
So tell us what strategy and what techniques you're using currently.
Okay, so I'm sticking with. I found out last year I was messing up a lot day trading. So I was just eager to trade every day to get a certain percentage. And so I changed my strategy. I wasn't able to, when things got busy towards like mid-year, I decided, I couldn't trade every day anyway. So I decided to do more swing trading. And that's one of the strategies that I was trying to use, but never had the opportunity because there were no pullbacks. Everything was just going up, 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 up. But this time, I was waiting for Eli Lilly since, gosh, I want to say 3 months ago, because it's in an upward trend, and I was waiting for a pullback, and it was kind of pulling back. It actually was consolidating for a while, and then I saw it pull back just a little bit, so I was waiting for it to go back in the direction of the trend, and that's when I got in this week. It just happened to be this week.
Okay, because did you do more than one trade or just one? I feel like I saw you post more than one.
I did. I didn't follow the strategy until I didn't follow it to I guess to where I was supposed to, where it dropped from.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to stick to just getting 10% and then getting out. So I was setting my limit and it was basically getting me out.
Okay.
And I didn't know that today I was going to hit every single profit taking point, but it did. Sorry about the video. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. And so how did
But
you do?
so I think I did 10%. I entered on a 9:30 candle this morning and I took 10%. And then I said I'll wait until it kept going up, but I got back in. I decided to take a little bit more profit and I got in on a 130 candle.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So you had
That,
how many
and
trades
yesterday I
today?
got into. So let me look at I started a spreadsheet too so I can keep track of my profits. So let's see. I don't know why it's taking long to pull up. Here we go. I don't know why it's taking so long to pull up. So yesterday I took 10% and today altogether, I think it was about 20%, maybe a little bit more.
Okay, perfect.
So
All
yeah, I
right.
did 2 trades today and one yesterday. Same stock, Eli Lilly.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thanks, because I haven't been trading in a long time. The holidays got really busy, so I'm just getting back into the swing of things again.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people on here that can relate to that because the holidays keeps a lot of people busy. Anybody in the chat feel like you guys have just been really busy over the holidays the last few months? Anybody want to get back into the swing of things with your investing and your trading? Anybody? Can you raise your hand? Does anybody have a okay, okay, great. Well, I'm sure you're not the only one. That seems to be, it's just a part of the holiday season, right? All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Sunny.
No problem. And Tashina, it went up, I think $20 today.
Oh,
And
you talking about the stock market?
yeah, no, I'm talking about Eli Lilly went up to
Oh,
$20.
20, Eli Lilly went up $20.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yes. So I could have stayed, like I said, I could have stayed in and stuck to the strategy and made a lot more, but I'm trying to stick to just taking 10% and setting my limit and then leaving.
I know that's a good company to own. Do they pay dividends? Do you know?
Yes, they pay dividends.
How much are their dividends?
Let me see, because I had my I can look on the chart, right? Because I had my chart right in front of me, what they did last quarter or last time they did dividend.
Yeah, I usually go to Yahoo Finance and look at it, but when you see it, go ahead and put it in the chat so that everybody knows. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to update you. Wanted to go over some stock market, go over where we are with the stock market, some of the things that you should be doing, investing on a monthly basis, setting your account on automation, kind of letting you know where we've been with the stock market, where we are right now. Remember, this is an election year that is coming up. Typically, the stock market does good in election years. Also, we've been in a drought for 2 years and they usually stop around 2 years. So our reason to really, if you haven't been focused on it, this is the perfect time to get yourself back into making sure you're checking your accounts, investing in your accounts, maybe upping your contributions if you're not putting in enough, and definitely reevaluating where your accounts are. So $1.13. Does this say what percentage that it gives, Sunny? All right. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. The next topic I wanted to bring up for tonight's class is vision boards. Okay, so it's a new year. We're not doing a vision board party per se, but we are going to kick this thing off. So hopefully you've already downloaded Canva on your phone. So I put that in the communities app that we were going to spend some time working on our vision boards tonight. So I wanted you to download Canva if you haven't. vision boards for me, I've done a lot of vision boards in the past and I do them different ways. And when I tell you I am like, I don't even want to call myself the queen of like setting goals, but I feel like I'm the queen of setting goals. I've been setting goals and I do it religiously. Like this is not even a game for me. I set goals religiously. Okay. Religiously, I set goals all the time. I set goals. So I know a lot about goal setting and I know so much about like visualizing things and setting intentions and setting a plan. And I've been doing this for at least 17 years, non-stop. Okay. So typically I've done vision boards and I would do them. And I used to do vision boards where they were so small, they might be on like a little cardboard. And then I've done vision boards that are extremely big and they're on these big cardboards and you go to the store and you go to Staples and you pick out everything. And you put all these pictures on it and you cut out magazines, but people don't buy magazines anymore. So it's really hard, the last few times I did them, I remember I had to go buy the magazines so I could cut out the pictures. And then I was like, okay, well, let me just print the pictures from online. I went through this whole process. And what I found last year was I started to do a digital vision board. And I was like, oh, this works so much better. Now, for this digital vision board, I put it on my phone and I put it on my computer. So I like that it's someplace that you see it all the time, even because you look at your phone all the time, right? So sometimes if you have like a cardboard, it might be in your office. You might have it somewhere tucked away somewhere, but things on your phone and your computer, it's like you can't stop from seeing them, right? So what I use is an app called Canva. Does everybody have Canva? Okay, so I mentioned in our chat to download Canva. Now, before I show you my Canva, and we're just going to kind of like, I don't know if you guys started working on them. I don't know if you want to show the ones that you already have, but before I show you the one that I created and how I created it in Canva, I just want to point out a few things when it comes to like setting your vision and your intention for the year. So what I found is that instead of like trying to pinpoint every area of your life, meaning like, oh, let me put a goal for spiritual, let me put a goal for financial, let me put a goal for health, let me put a goal for relationships, let me put a goal, like, instead of like putting a goal for every little kind of part of your life, to me, the better thing is to look at the different parts of your life, but figure out what you want to focus on for that particular year. One thing I know for sure is that if you try to set 10 goals, 7 goals, 5 goals, anything honestly above 3, you will have a really hard time in accomplishing. I'm not saying you can't because maybe you're Superwoman or you're Superman. But what I am saying is when you can keep your goals under 3, you have a, a, a you have a greater chance at accomplishing that particular goal. Okay. So the nice thing about vision boards is you can put a lot of stuff on there, but then sometimes if it is too much on there, it can complicate your vision. I remember I had a vision board one year and all it said on it, it was a black board and it said, get out of debt. It was like, I gotta find that vision board because it was one of those big ones. And the vision board said, get out of debt. That's your vision for the year, honey. Like that's what you need to work on. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to focus on is you need to get out of debt. Don't you do nothing else this year, but get out of debt, right? So the more complicated you make the vision, the less focus you have for the vision that you actually want to accomplish. So what I would like for you to do is to be very intentional with your vision board. Now, you know what you need more than I know what you need this year. But let's start off by writing down 3 goals for the year. If you haven't done that already, we're going to do that on this call. So here's some time. Take a minute. I would play some music, but I could play some music, I guess. But I want you to write down 3 goals. And when you're finished, I want you to put your 3 goals in the chat. Okay. Think about things that are top priority for you. I'll give you some examples. Get out of debt, obviously, could be one of them. You can have a vision for this year to lose weight. You can have a vision, a certain amount of weight. You got to have them numbers on there. You can have a vision for the year to max out your investment accounts and get to a certain number in your investment account. You can have a vision for the year to get your trading account to 10K like Christine, right? You can have a vision for the year to start a business, and it could be just to get the business started and generate $10,000. Like, it doesn't have to be a massive amount to get started. You can already have a business and you can say, my goal for the year is to increase my profits by 10% more than the year before, right? It shows growth, it shows progress. I've had years when my goal was just to do better and to make more in my business. Okay. So write down three goals. Take out a sheet of paper, take out a pen. Don't just look at my pretty face. Take out a sheet of paper and a pen and write down 3 goals that you want to set for this year. Now, hopefully, because this is Freedom Chasers is a community that focuses on your finances, I hope you have a financial goal in there. But if you don't, it's okay. You know, you're in a safe space. But write down 3 goals. Let's not overwhelm. Let's not get ourselves into something that, we can't get out of. Let's just do 3. 3 goals that you feel like, and if you ever feel like, you know what, 3 is too many, I got one good one for you, Tish. Here it is. Whatever that is, if you feel like 3 is good, if you feel like 1 is good for you, trust me, I've had years where I had 1 goal. This year, we're in 2024. I have 1 goal this year, guys. 1 goal. I do not have a ton of goals. Am I trying to lose weight? I am. I'm always trying to lose weight. But is it my top priority? Heck, no, it's not my top priority. I'm gonna be I'm gonna look like this and I'm gonna drink my water. I'm gonna do what I can, but honey, it is not my top priority. My top priority, I have 1 goal this year is my top priority. 1 goal. Tanya said, okay, we got max out Roth, start a YouTube channel. Okay. Get out of debt, max out Roth, lose 20 pounds. I like that. Okay. All right. Get out of some debt, pay off car in full, max out Roth. Okay. Max Roth, weight loss, become credit card debt free. Love that. Spend more quality time with family. Okay. Increase my connections with God. All right. Increase my connection with God, reduce or eliminate debt, better health, pay off. Danita says, pay off business debt, have a happy and healthy marriage. Congratulations to Danita, everybody. She just got married. Everybody say congratulations. Woohoo! She had a beautiful wedding. I attended, had a great time.
Congratulations.
Everybody, yes. Take your phone off mute for a second. Just say congratulations to Danita. Take your phone off mute. Just say
Congratulations, Danita.
Congratulations, Danita.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We're so happy for
Go
you.
Danita.
Congratulations.
We're so happy for you. She looks so pretty. I'm gonna show y'all a picture. Danita, can I show them a picture of how pretty she looked?
My invitation got lost in the mail.
It's okay. She gonna
He
send
said
it
it's
to me.
okay.
Hold on.
Oh.
When was your wedding? Let's see. This just tells you I take too many pictures. I can't even find it in my phone. Did I paste it? Okay, I can't even. Oh no, here it is. Okay, here we go. Here's a pretty. You guys see? Look how pretty she. Let's go. Let's try this one. All right.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm trying. Hold on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hold on. Let's see. Wrong cord. Okay, I can't connect my phone at the moment. Sorry, guys. But she looked beautiful. She looked beautiful. Okay, all right, let's go. Pay off it. Okay, Javonda, invest 25% in 401k. Become consistent, move profitable, trade, invest more, buy a house. Okay, start my online store, get down 75 pounds, help my son save money. I like that one, Lamar. Okay, that was Lamar. Start my online store. Ooh, so Lamar, we have business classes coming up in 2 weeks. You're gonna love the lessons we have in there. Help son
Okay,
save
great.
money. Lamar, let me tell you what I did for my kids for the holidays. This is for all of you who have kids, and maybe you saw me do this online, but guys, I really did this in person. My two older kids, which one is out of college. She's out of college, and my other son, he's basically out of college because he did 2.5 years and then he decided he didn't want to go anymore. So he's not in school at the moment, but he is like paying his own bills and he has a business that he's running and he's doing really well. But my kids, okay, now I've been investing for my kids for them not as long as my younger kids because they are obviously older and I didn't start this when they were younger. But I gave them both really nice investment accounts when they became of age. And neither one of them had taken the initiative to start like putting money in their own accounts that I'd already created and I already put money in. It's just like sitting there and there's growing interest, but they weren't adding to it. So for Christmas, what I told them is they can't get any Christmas presents from me until they put their own money monthly into their account. And I see it's on automation. Their bank accounts are connected and they have to be contributing at least $50 a month to their accounts. Okay. Now, I'm not saying y'all got to do that to your kids, but I'm just saying, you got to teach them some kind of way. So that was what I had to do to my kids this holiday to get them to invest in their own accounts that I created for them. All right, trade. Sanita says she's going to trade at least once a week, scale my business to 300,000 revenue, pay down debt by 50% at least. Love this. Increase. Jacqueline says she's going to increase mortgage closing to a minimum of increase. Oh, that's right, because you do mortgage. You do. Jacqueline does. You do. You help people with their mortgage, right? If somebody wants to get a home. So just so you guys know, we have somebody who is a
Mortgage loan officer.
mortgage loan officer. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jacqueline Mosley right here. She's in the community. You can contact her if you have questions this year, trying to buy a house. You need questions about how to buy a house. You need questions about, do you have enough money? Do you need all those things? You can answer those. Can't you, Jacqueline?
I most certainly can and would be glad to. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Those are all questions. Sometimes you just need to have a conversation with somebody who's very familiar with just the numbers of what you need. So if you're thinking about buying a home this year and that's on your bucket list and it's something you want to check off, I would contact Jacqueline. All right. Erica says she's going to pay off one of her credit cards, continue to be intentional in all she does. Raise trading accounts. Jacqueline says, okay, lose 30 pounds. Okay. Yes. Kenya, pay off credit card, increase 401k contributions. Okay. Jalea, 150 a month. He hated it, but he's fine now. Oh, you talking about your son? Good. I got to get mine up to 150 because he has more than enough, but I trying to get these kids to just do right by themselves. It's not easy. Number 2, pay off credit cards. Okay. Get out of debt. Purchase new home. Okay. Sonny, you should call Jacqueline to answer any of your questions. And you can always DM everyone in the chat and then exchange information to call one another. Okay. Max out. Jacqueline, we should maybe do a call for this year about applying for investment properties or a home, pay off credit, max out Roth, increase emergency fund savings. All right. All right. Increase earnings to help pay Parent Plus student loans. Woo. No, those are Oh, grow new business, max out Roth. Here we go. Keisha, does that say get married? All right, now look, we got somebody that got married, somebody about to get married. Congratulations. Are you engaged? Get married. Does that mean you're engaged? Congratulations. Congratulations. I did not know that. Congratulations. That's exciting. That's exciting. Happy New Year. Happy, so much love in the air. Love it. Love it. Love it. Everybody say congratulations to Keisha. She's engaged. Congratulations. All right. We got marriages and weddings coming up. That's exciting. All right. Well, great. So some things that I want to do before we go over to this app really quick. I meant to put this, I meant to say this, is that for those of you, we were using Mint, the Mint app, to keep track of our budgets and our money. And that's a big thing for this year. I wanted, you guys might have seen the emails or the marketing on social media that Mint is moving your stuff over to Credit Karma. So they will still like calculate your net worth for you, but they'll do it on the Credit Karma app. And most of you should have Credit Karma because we've gone over them when it comes to getting your credit in order. However, if you do want a more comprehensive budgeting app, I want to give you some suggestions, okay? So I'm going to be trying out different ones to see the ones that I actually like, so I want to be able to give you, this is not a suggestion from my own personal use. These are suggestions from what I know to be out there and what I've heard are, you know, good things for people to use. The number one on the list, which when I've gone to a lot of financial conferences, this is the one that most people talk about, is this app called YNAB, Y-N-A-B, YNAB. YNAB. Now they're about $100 a year. You save $80 if you just purchase like the annual subscription, or you pay $14.99 a month. So the disadvantage is obviously it costs money. But I did hear that it was actually better than Mint and a great way to budget your money. Okay. So I want to make that as a suggestion, as a replacement. That is probably the one that I've heard the most good stuff about. The other one is the Dave Ramsey app, which I know that some of you might have, but it's called EveryDollar. And they're similar. They're about $84 annually, or you get paid monthly, but it's called EveryDollar. And it's by the Dave Ramsey clan. Okay. Another one that also the YNAB one, what I did find out is that they allow you to like, even though you're paying with it, you can share it with like, I think it's 5 other people. So your spouse, your kid, and you can share that app, even though you're paying with it with 5 other people. So I thought that was a nice feature. There's another one that I saw online, but I wanted to look into it more. It's called Honeydew. Honeydew was something where if you're married, you can combined accounts on there, and you guys can, I guess, like share a budget. So I'm not sure if YNAB allows that, but again, I haven't used these personally. These are the ones that I researched or I've heard good things about them. And I definitely have heard a lot of good things about YNAB. That's probably the one I heard the most about. And then the second one is EveryDollar. Okay. All right. So I wanted to give some solutions to the whole Mint thing. I know for me, Mint is really important with budgeting. It's really important when it comes to like looking at your net worth and looking at your credit is on there. It has so many great features. I love it, but it seems as though EveryDollar, it's not free. It's like free for like 3 months and then they start charging you. So, or maybe like, cause I've heard different people say they thought it was free too, and then they start getting charged. But then I saw on the app that there's like features of it that might be free. I just don't know if they keep giving you those free features. Okay, Anisha says they do have like less features in the free versions. Got it. Okay, because I met with someone earlier and she was like, she thought it was free, and then like 3 months later, she started getting charged. But okay, so less features in the free version. So check it out. You can go to their website. I am going to check out both of them. I'm probably going to use both of them and pay for it, and then see which one I like the best. But these are some options. You can go to the website and you can take a look at them to see if it's something you would be interested in helping yourself get on track for the new year. Now, let's go over to this goal, because I don't want to go into too much time. Let's go into this goal, into Canva for our vision boards. Okay. So this is what my vision board looks like. It'll be on my phone and it'll be on my computer. And this is what it looks like for 2024. I have one goal for the new year. And that one goal is for me to upload one YouTube video every single week. Okay. So one of the things that I realized, I've spent a lot of time on social media, a lot of uploading, a lot of figuring it out, videos, posts, trying to be consistent, like a lot of it. And one of the things I know about social media is that no one pays like YouTube pays. So YouTubers, once they get to a certain point, and if you have over 1,000 followers, and if you have over 4,000 watch hours, you start to get paid. And not just like a little bit. If you have good numbers, you can make a few extra $1,000 a month from posting your content. The good thing about YouTube is for most business owners, you should have long form content. So long form content means like either a YouTube or a podcast, or typically or a blog or long form content. It's basically a way for someone to like see you typing, see you talking, or visually see you like say a lot of information so that they can get to know you even more. Because the issue with not the issue, but the disadvantage with Instagram and TikTok and other platforms is that most of the time people only see you for a short period of time. Your videos are usually short, pictures don't, you don't hear you saying anything, and then they only give you but so much to write. So until they started doing lives obviously give you a little bit more time, but they're not as structured typically most of the time. And so it's always suggested with any business that you have that you should have some form of long form content, blog, podcast, or YouTube video. Now, what I know when it comes to YouTube videos is that YouTube videos, once you get them monetized, you are you're making it in like an evergreen way, right? So what I love about this is it reminds me a lot of network marketing. Network marketing was this residual. Somebody did something years ago, but you're still getting paid on it. YouTube is very similar. So once you're monetized, you can create a video about goal setting for the beginning of January 2024. But because goal setting is something people do either every year or something people do, every quarter, someone could be looking for how to set goals and they can find your video and watch it, which means something I did once, I could get paid on it, over and over again at different times, because they'll continue to pay me as people continue to watch and look for that content. So for me this year, YouTube is a big part of my financial strategy to diversify my income and to bring in additional revenue. And this is not easy. It takes time. It is something that takes a lot of a lot of effort and work. So this is what my vision board looks like. One focus, one video every single week. So for me, it says create 70 YouTube videos, which is more than one video a week, because there's obviously more than there's not 70 weeks in a year, but I want to do more. But at the very least, I want to do at least one video a week. Okay. And then I have smaller goals, which I would like to get myself to get my subscriber count up and and really just focus on this area of my business. Now, how do you create this kind of vision board for yourself? So let me go through that. So once you have a Canva account, the thing that you want to do is you want to look under social media. So your phone is basically the same size, or you could scroll here. These are all the different things right at the top, and I'm on the home page. I'm just going, if you have a question, I am going to keep the chat up in case anybody has questions while I'm doing this. We're having a family challenge to see who brings in the first check from creating YouTube. So I like that, Latanya. Okay, so Latanya says she's focusing on YouTube this year too. And she says we have a family challenge to see who brings in their first check from creating YouTube videos on social media. I love that, Latanya. You and your girls are doing that? All right. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to come to where it says Instagram Reels, right? And you can create a blank reel. Now, once you get to this, what you need to do is either you need to go over here to uploads, and you need to upload any pictures that you have. You can upload them, and you just click upload files, and it goes into your your downloads. You can go from your desktop and all the folders and things that are in your desktop, and you can upload a picture. Okay. Once your picture is uploaded, so this is a picture from Kurt and I. This is a YouTube video we just did, and I uploaded it to create something else. But you can just click on the picture and it'll bring it over, or you can just drag it over and it'll bring it over. If you don't want it anymore, you can just delete it. Okay. All right. Now you can always expand these pictures and things like that. If you want to put text on here, you can you go to text on the left-hand side, and you can either do like, these are the templates of different text they have. If you want to put that there on your Be Brave this year, you could put that on your page. If you want to put just text that you write in, you could hit here, add a heading. You could just click on it, and then it put it down here. Then usually what I do is I click out of it and then back into it to move it. So let's just say you want to put 2024. You just type it in the box, and then it can change the words. And then if you need it bigger, you can always make it bigger. If you want to change the color, you can go to text color, and you can change the color. If you want the color to be, I think you might need to highlight it. If you want the color to be yellow or whatever color you want it to be, since we got Be Brave is purple, let's make that purple. Okay, so you can make it bigger. You can expand it. These lines kind of show you where the center of the area is. The other nice thing, if you go to elements, they have different graphics, shapes. These are things I recently used. And then they have their own photos and videos that you can also use in case you want to use something that they have. So let's just go to photos, and let's just say for the year, you want to focus on YouTube. So these are, this is one of the ones that I use, subscribe, right? I usually like to click out of it and then in it to move it. Because maybe that's what you want to focus on. Or let's just say somebody said they wanted to max out their Roth IRA, right? Honey, come on now. And then you could pick which picture you like. And let's just say you like, I'm maxing out that Roth this year, child. That's what I'm doing, okay? The part of my goal for the year. You can make your pictures. I'm trying to just like fill up the the thing. But you can also make your pictures like overlap. And you can put them one on top of each other. You can also click it and you can position and put it behind that picture by hitting position right here and hit backwards. Now the Roth is behind this picture. Okay. So what I like about this is that you can either upload your own photos. Oops, let's go back here. You can upload your own photos. Guys, somebody said to get married or have a happy marriage. Okay, so let's say that was my goal this year and I wanted to just put a picture I liked of me and my husband. You could put that there. You could put financial goals, business goals. What were some of the other goals that you guys had for the year? Oh, weight loss. Let's just say you want to be a healthy eater. Healthy eating. Is that one? Okay, like here's a good one. And let's just say you wanted to put that on your vision board for this year. I like this 2024 is kind of small. All right, there we go. All right, so let's just say this was my 2024 and this is how I wanted to eat healthy, max out my Roth, and you could even type max out on here if you wanted to. You go back to text and you can add text on here and say max out. But the nice thing about this is that it allows you to put your own pictures in, and now all you have to do is send this, download it, send it to yourself, and then you upload it as your screensaver in your phone. And then if you want to change this, you can also change the size of this, where you do that at, if you want to put it on your computer. So say you want to put it on your computer, I thought it was right here. This is the mobile version. Is this one? Yeah, okay. You hit, I'm sorry, it's this right here, Magic Switch, and you can resize it for your computer. And you can find like a custom size for your computer. I have to look and see which one I did for last year. Customize size. But I think I might have, did I try a YouTube banner? You could try different sizes to see which one is the best one for your computer, but I haven't done my computer one yet this year. I just did my phone one, but you can try to resize it and try different sizes. Once you reset, once you do this one, you hit share up here in the top right-hand corner, and then you hit download. And I just want to do a PDF. PNG, I'm sorry, PNG. PNG. And then you download it. And it starts to download. All right, now the download is on my computer. Let me show you, hold on. All right, so here's the download. The download pops up. You can save it as your 2024 vision board. 2024 goals vision board. And then you can put in your downloaders, or you can put it in a folder, and then you can save it. Once it's saved on your computer, you can send it you can send it to your phone. If you have a Mac computer, which I highly recommend, it makes things so much easier. If you're thinking about getting a new computer for this year, you could just share the document to your phone. Okay. So I could just share this and go straight to my messages and just send it to my phone. And then I can, once I send it to my phone, I can save it. Okay. All right. So any questions with that? I'm going to share one more system that I use with you guys. Any questions about that? Once you have completed your vision board for your phone or your computer and you send it to yourself, can you share it in the Communities app? Okay. Any questions about that? Does anybody need me to go over anything or ask any questions about Canva or how you can do that for yourself? Okay. If there's no questions, I'm going to go to the next resource. I used a reel because a reel is like the more accurate kind of like dimensions that you need for your phone. But you can, when you download it, you download it as a picture, a PNG. I believe you can get Canva for free. I have the paid version of Canva. I have a pro version, but I want to say I do believe you can get Canva for free. Does anybody know? I'm sure somebody else knows that. Canva is free, right? There's free versions of it. Yes, I use the paid version, the pro version, but there is a free, should be a free version of Canva. Yes, Julia said, yes, there's a free version. Okay, cool. Now let me show you another app that I use that is free. You can, and I actually use the free version. Okay. So let's say you have your vision board. Okay, let me pull it up really quick. Let me say you have your vision board. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to pull it up. Okay, let's say you have your vision board ready, and then you say, okay, well, let me now figure out a way to hold myself accountable. And you found the app that you want to use, you downloading your finances. This is the other app that I use. I'm going to show you how I use it. I started using this app, I want to say maybe almost a year ago. I started using this app, but I only used it to like plan out my social media content. I just started using it the last quarter of 2023 for my goal setting. And I found it to be a lot helpful for me because it has everything in one place. So typically I know what my goals are. I might write them in a notebook and I have them over somewhere. I have in my vision board somewhere. And then every day I always do a things to do, right? Sometimes before I used to have them like a whiteboard in my office, and every day I would write down I would give myself 1 to 3 things that I needed to do every day. And then I would write down, what am I supposed to do for the month? What am I supposed to do for the day? And I would write it on a whiteboard. And that was how I did it before. And then I started using this app, and I like this way better because I can actually see this on the go. I really like being able to check things off, see everything. Like, I like this because you can see everything in one place. So it helps me to stick to my goals, to stay focused and accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Okay. So it's called Notion. Has anybody ever heard of Notion?
Now that's a new one
All right.
for me.
So let's go to Notion. Okay. So, all right. So let's just take a look at what my Notions app looks like right now. Okay. For this year. So This is my 2023. This is my 2024. So I like it because right here I can see my annual goals. So I have, these are business goals. These are things that I want to, even though I have one main goal, these are just other things I know I really want to do. These are just other things I know I want to do, right? Create 52 YouTube videos. I think something just happened with that. Create 70 video. Get monetized on YouTube. Create webinar ads course. Get to 500 in freedom chasers. Get down to this is my weight I want to get to. Like, so these are other things that I want to do, right? Create another 1,000 of income a month in my dividends. I gotta rewrite this because it's not very clear. Create an extra $1,000 of income in dividends. Max out my Roth. Max out my 401k. Make $500,000 to extra to pay down on a new home. So that's the goal for the year. Make an extra 500 to pay in cash for a home. Travel to Bali, relations, show up for friends. I'm not the big person that shows up for my friends all the time. So that's something for me that I have to focus on because I can be really focused on my own personal goals and not focused on things that my friends are doing. So that's stuff that I want to focus on for the new year. Then I have it broken down to quarterly, weekly, and then daily, right? So if you can see, I have stuff on here that I want to finish for the quarter, and then I have things that I want to do for the week. The nice thing is that you can kind of check it off as you go. This week, my goal is to go to gym twice this week, walk 13 miles. Honey, I think I might be there. I might check this one off. Create one email this week. This is the first week of the year. Create 5 YouTube videos. Create 30 days of content for IG and TikTok. I have a quarterly meeting with my husband this week. So these are all things I need to do for the week. And then these are things that I do for the day. So if you could see for today, I did walk 3 miles. I did upload a YouTube video. I did not create my IG content. So when I get off with you, I have to create some. I have to work on my financial spreadsheet for 2024 when I get off this call. And then we had class tonight. So I can check that off because we're doing that right now. So what I do is I give myself things to do every day so I could do them. And sometimes I do them, some days I don't. So as the year goes by, maybe this day, let's just say I do nothing else and I'm tired when I get off. I won't check these boxes and I'll have to move them to tomorrow. And then I'll see for myself that I might, when I have to move goals to the next day, I still have to make sure that I'm doing the goals for the week. Now, what I like about this, it gives me a overview of, I can't change this. I mean, I can add to it if I want to, but I wrote down already what I want to do for the year. There's only 4 quarters in a month. So this is all I need to do for the quarter. And then I'm breaking it down from week to day. And I have this on my phone. I have it on my computer when I first wake up. So when I wake up in the morning, I set these goals when I write these out. I can do it on my phone or I can do it on my computer, and I can check it off on my phone or my computer. And I'm typically at my computer every day and definitely on my phone every day. So I like it because they have an app and they have the computer version. And I like it because I can see all my goals in one place. Okay. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I've been using this for a while and I really do like it. And those are the reasons that I like it. And this is how I use it. Okay. Any questions about Notions?
This is Sabrina. I'm having a hard time even figuring out how to type up something. So I'm talking. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
So I got on the call with you the other day, and so I got the Notions. And I noticed that you had those little boxes there, and I think I X'd those out and then started typing in what I wanted to put in. So I see I messed that up because now I can't check anything off. But I don't know how you got all those different categories because I had a time, putting in my bullet points, and I did this whole thing for a campaign that I wanted to, do for my business, and I clicked like I thought I saved it, and it was all gone.
Well, I can show you that. Let me go back to it. Now, I will say this, and I'm gonna say this to everybody. Notions is not easy, okay? So it will take some time to kind of like figure out if you want to figure it out. But when you're here, right? So let me show you how to get the little box if you want to do the box. Do you see? I think it's the plus, or let's see. I think it's the plus. Yeah, it's the plus. Let me do it again. Okay, so when you just click next to something, you'll always see these little things everywhere, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you hit the plus, you just scroll down. Did I pass it? Hold on, sorry. Oh, to-do list. I'm sorry, it was the
Okay.
third thing right there. So you just do
Okay.
to-do list and then it creates it. If I do, or if you already have one, oh no, that deleted it. So hit the plus and then do a to-do list.
Okay. So
other
how
thing-
did you go? I'm sorry.
The other
Go
thing I
ahead.
do is once you have one, you can duplicate it. So you could use this little thing right here,
Mm-hmm.
these little, the hand where the little dots are,
Yeah.
and you can duplicate. Or you can hit the plus and you could just ask for another one.
So how did you get this to just go across the page like that? You know, daily, weekly, quarterly, annually. My stuff is all over the place.
Sabrina, I have a template. I created this a while ago.
Ah.
Like I just have a template that I use that I created myself from the past year.
Okay.
So like I have this template and I just this from before, it's just nothing in it, and I just delete it and I just go back and just use what I already
Oh.
created. I did it so long ago. It's not, remember I said this on the call. I said the only thing about Notions, like Canva is really easy to use to me. Like it's simple, it's easy. I love Notions because I love the functions of it. It took me a while to set it up, and I had to watch YouTube videos and I had to watch other people show how they did things. And
Okay.
it took a while. I don't honestly remember how I did it. It might be I don't remember if it was a plus. I'm guessing it was a plus. Maybe I duplicated it, or I don't know, Sabrina, honestly. I'm sorry. I wish I could
I just have
tell
to.
you right now. I would have to sit here for a while and figure
Oh,
out how I did it. But
oh,
I created it last year, and what I did was I just created another template for myself to use. And this one just has nothing in it. And then I duplicated it because it keeps allowing you to duplicate
so you said when you said you created a template, was that over here on the menu to the left sidebar?
over here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what I did was from the other one I created, my things to do list, I just expanded it. So I started off with just like things to do every day. And then I went from, oh, let me do weekly. Oh, let me do quarterly, and let me put my annual in there. And somehow I think at the top, I don't know it like I know other apps that I use all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I can't figure it out. I just don't remember, like, I remember it being, I don't know, maybe did I add a column? It's I'll look at it and then
I'll have to figure it out.
and
It's
then
not easy, but it
I'll
sure
share
does.
it with you. Okay, I'll look at it and I'll share it with you.
Okay.
I'll figure it out, and then I'll send you a message and I'll share it with you.
And then it takes a minute to load to your other device, so I didn't see it. So then I started typing on my, because I wanted to be on my cell phone as well. So I started typing it on my cell phone, what I didn't see on my tablet, and then it was showing back on my tablet as a double, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it might take a minute for you to like just learn how to use it. It's a great app.
It sure
It's a great app. It's just it's not user friendly as a lot of other things are. It's called Notions, and Notions is free. Yeah, it's free. And if you like, here's what the app looks like. I don't know if you guys can. I have this light coming up behind my thing. I think it's I'm sorry, I can't. And I don't have the cord to share my screen with my phone on the computer, but it's an N. It's just the app looks like a big N and it's Notions. And when I open it, it looks a lot like the left-hand column does. And then you just go down to the one that so if I go to my things to do for 2024, it comes up like this. And then I can just like check things off as I go. Okay. Obviously on your computer, you see way more. I have to scroll down to see my annual and weekly and quarterly goals, but my daily goals are right there. All right, so those are some of the things that I use to stay on track. I know it's a long call tonight, but there's one last thing I have to go over, and that is I need to make sure everyone is maxing out their Roth IRA for 2024, okay? So I don't want to make the call too long, so I will bring this up on our next call. But if you have not done that, we're going to make Roth IRAs a big thing in our group. So I know some of you have already done it. How many of you have maxed out your Roth IRA from last year? 2023. Latanya says me. Anyone else? You still have time. They say that you can max out your oh, you still have time, Erica. You still have time. You can max out your Roth for 2023, and I definitely suggest to do this. If you can contribute to a Roth IRA and you have not maxed it out, I would suggest you max or doing as much as you can to max it out before you go to 2024. Okay. Now, here's the thing. They say you have up until, I believe, April 15th, which is like the deadline for taxes. But what I would suggest is to keep maxing it out until you file your taxes. So some people are early filers, like maybe you might file in, I don't know, as soon as you get your information, you can do it in February. Don't keep maxing it out past the time that you file your taxes, because you're filing your taxes for last year, and that's tax information that they're using to file your taxes for that year. So I would recommend continuing to fill it up until you file your taxes or until you reach April, the tax deadline, April 15th.
Tashina,
Yes.
hi, good evening. I've got a question for you with regards to maxing out our Roth IRA. Now, I'm not working anymore. I'm retired. But my question is this, and I know that those monies are post-tax monies that are being invested in the Roth IRA. From last year, Vanguard did not have a tax form, that actually would, give me some type of a benefit tax-wise for me. It had a record of, the investments that I had made, but how am I missing something? How it helps you tax-wise?
So let me make sure I'm hearing your question correctly. The question is, how does it help tax-wise?
Yes, I
Okay.
know, I understand that we're using post-tax monies.
Right.
I understand that when we withdraw, we can withdraw those monies from our account and not have to pay any taxes on them. We just pay for the earnings.
Mm-hmm.
But from a tax perspective, when it's time for us to submit our forms, to submit our taxes,
Mm-hmm. So
how does it help us tax-wise?
sure. So the benefit of the Roth is tax, like it has to do with taxes, but it's not where it's benefiting you in the current state that you're in. It
Okay.
benefits you in the future. So
Gotcha.
say for instance, if you are depositing, right now, the Roth IRA is $7,000, a
Yeah.
year. Let's just say you're doing that annually. And I don't know, you do that for the next 15 years or however long that you do it. And let's do a modest 10% growth for that time. So what you see here is what you have in the Roth, which is right now with 15 years is just 31,000, right?
Mhm,
So what you see on here, you see, oh, okay, well, I've put in oh, I'm sorry. That's not right. I'm sorry. 0, a contribution of 7,000 annually. That's better. Sorry.
okay.
All
I
right.
was-
Sorry. I'm like, what did I do wrong? All right. So what you see here is that for 15 years, you've put in $105,000, which is your contribution, but you have interest of up to $125,000. So the nice thing about a Roth IRA, and this is why it always beats out any other investment account that you can have, is that when you go to pull this money out in your retirement years, all of that money, that interest is now tax-free. So
Okay.
once you start taking money from this account, you don't have to ever worry about any taxes from it in the future.
No taxes at
Okay.
all.
Where a 401k, you have $230,000 from contributing $7,000 annually. You're going to have to pay taxes on the entire amount because you got everything was tax deferred, right? So they allowed you not to pay taxes on that money. They gave you a tax break.
Roth
So
investment.
now
Correct.
in retirement, you have to pay taxes
Roth
on all of that
investment.
money. I'm sorry, I think somebody has their phone, a gentleman has their phone on mute. Okay. All right. So that's the benefit to the Roth. So I'm glad you brought that up because true, you do not get to take a tax break for your taxes for the current year, but where the benefit comes in the long run, when you go to start pulling this money out, everything is tax free. Now, so that means that in the case for this example, that means you did pay taxes on that 105 because remember, you didn't get a tax break.
Right,
Right?
post-tax
Yeah,
money.
you pay taxes on this money. That means every year when you put $7,000 in this account, you actually are going to pay taxes on that money. And all that simply means, guys, if you a lot of people will make, let's just say you make $100,000 a year, and let's just say you don't put any money in a 401k, you're going to still have to pay taxes on that $100,000, right?
Absolutely.
However, and so if you put some of that money in a Roth, it's just saying, okay, you made 100,000, 7,000 in a Roth, you got to pay taxes on that whole 100,000. What a 401k says, oh, you made 100,000 and you put 25,000 in your 401k, well, you only have to pay taxes on 75,000 of your income. It lowers your current tax liability for that year. And that's why people like retirement accounts. The Roth, the reason people like that is because, well, yeah, I'm not getting a tax break, but I'm also not putting a whole lot of money in it. But secondly, what I'm getting mostly is instead of getting a tax break on 7,000, now at the end, I get 125,000 without having to pay any taxes on that interest, which is $125,000 with no taxes having to be paid on that large amount of money. Okay. So
Absolutely.
that's why the Roth is the preferred account for people to start with, for one, because you can't even, the max it out is only 7,000, right? So it's not like you can put the same amount you can put in a 401k. But the huge benefit in the end, when interest is the big thing that your account is mainly full of, and obviously the longer you do this, you go from 15, depending on your age, or if you have kids, or, you want to tell your kids, what do you want to tell them to do? What account do you want to tell them to put their money in? Imagine them for 30 years maxing out a Roth. And I mean, $7,000, just so everybody knows, I want to say is 7,000 divided by 12 is $583. So $583 a month is $1,000 a year. Now, take a look at this example. Your kid starts early, they do this for 30 years, or even you, I'm not sure of your age, but if you're 40, 50, 60, 50, 50, 60, 50, 60, 70, when you're 70, you would have 1.2 if you do this for 30 years until you're 70, if you start when you're 40. I think that's like the average age in this group. We do have some people younger and we do have some people older, but whether it's 20 years or 30 years, you can see 30 years, your principal mean you only put 210 in, but you have $1 million in interest. Well, $1 million in interest that you don't have to pay taxes on is a huge thing. This is why you want
Yeah.
to tell your kids to max out their Roth IRAs. You want to tell them, like, if nothing else, you're earning income, let's make sure that you do this. And sometimes with kids, it's like, steps to get them to be, financially smart and doing the right things. But these are great calculators to use to show them, like every so often I try to bring my kids in here and show them these examples of what you need to do, why you need to do it. And I just keep drilling it in them over and over and over again and reminding them. But show them things like this because you want them to start as early as they can. And then you want to also make sure that you do it for yourself. Okay. So
Right.
So Tashina,
yeah.
there's no age limit on when you can start the account?
Well, for a kid, I'm sorry. So let me clarify that for a kid. Well, for one, let me clarify it for an adult, then I'll go back to a kid. For an adult, it has to be earned income. So it can't be like money that you got from another account. It has to be money that you're earning. So if you have a small business, if you're making money on the side, if you're doing anything on the side, if you have a part-time job or anything like that. So for an adult, it has to be earned income. And also with the Roth, you cannot contribute directly into it if you make too much money. Okay, so let's look at that really quick. So what's too much money? This has to do with taxes, right? So they're doing this based off of what your income is from your taxes. What is it? The income
Your AGI.
limit for Roth IRA in 2024. Okay, so let's say you file taxes as a single head of household, and you are 45 years old. You're allowed to contribute for $7,000. Your modified adjusted growth has to be a less than 146,000 in 2024. So they moved up how much you can make, but there's also another number. That's a good answer, but I like the answer usually includes what if you file married filing jointly. There's another income. I did say income limit. Let's see. There's one income for when you're single, and then there's another one for when you're married filing jointly. And remember, this has to do with your the tax year and how you file in that tax year. Okay, so let's just go with this for now. And you can always Google it later. I'm just trying to, for time's sakes, I don't want to take the call too long, but let's just say it's 146, or you might know that you're nowhere near that, or let's just say you feel like you're close to that. So you want to make sure you're clear on what the actual number is, because maybe you file as a married person, but you can look that up. Now, the way you get around this and the way I get around it is I have a traditional IRA. I contribute the max amount into my traditional IRA. And then what I do, I'm Googling this stuff and I'm not sharing my screen with you guys. Sorry. Do you guys see this now? I'm sorry.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I thought I was
Yes.
sharing my screen. I'm sorry. All right. So you Google it, income limit for Roth IRA 2024. And then this comes up, which it came up, but it didn't show. Usually it will show you what the number is for married and single. Okay, so it does matter how much you make and what you file on your taxes for your gross income. Now, if you feel like you're close to it, you're not sure, or you look this up, you look it up and you see, oh, I think I make too much. what you need to do is you need to open up a traditional IRA, and then you contribute whatever you want to contribute there. Like if you want to contribute just the 583 every month, or you want to contribute the 7,000 all at once, it's up to you, but you can convert it whenever you want. So you have to put it into the traditional, and then you have to convert it over to your Roth IRA, and which is what I do. And you can do it one or two ways. You could put it in every month, you can convert it every month, or you could put it in for a few months and then convert it over when you're ready. Or you could put it in the traditional, have it set up to go in every month, and then at the end of the year, convert it over to the Roth. It is a simple click. Now, because I only do it once a year, I always call Vanguard and make sure I'm doing it the right way, because I always kind of forget, because it's only something I do once a year. So I just want to make sure I'm clicking on the right conversion button, but it's really simple. I put the money in one account, and then I click a button, and then they convert it over to the other account. This is called a backdoor Roth. So this is for people who make more than what the amount is for that, whatever that year, whatever that that limit is. Okay. So for adults, you have to make sure that you meet the qualifications, but there's ways around it if not. For kids, my children do have a Roth IRA, but there is more that goes into it than just opening a Roth IRA for a kid. You have to, when you file taxes, you have to basically say that, you know, they work for you. You have to have a business for them to work for you. You have to have a job description for them. You have to say what they do. So, because it's earned income even for kids, but kids can earn an income if you have a small business, and you can have job titles for them. Okay. So, now a kid, however, remember, whatever, even if you show your kid like the compound interest calculator, remember investments, whether I put them in the brokerage, the 401k, or you put them in a traditional IRA, or you put them in a Roth, no matter what account you put them in, the money is going to grow the same if you buy the same investment at the same time. Then push the button, it's going to grow the exact same in any account that it's in. The difference between the accounts is the rules, the tax rules. So the nice thing about the Roth is that, okay, well, if they do $583 in a Roth, but they also do the same thing with the same investment in their brokerage account over that, you know, whatever 30-year, 25-year period of time, they're going to come out with the same amount of money. What's going to be the difference is how they're taxed. So the Roth IRA, they contribute the same amount, they have the same amount, they had the same investment, and they're going to see when they go to, every year, however, the money that they put in, they can't like write it off on their taxes. Okay, they can't write it off on their taxes. But when they get to 25, 30 years from then, when they pull the money out, they don't have to pay taxes on any of the money, because they already pay taxes on the money they put in, and the money they grew, which remember was a lot. They don't have to pay taxes on. But let's just say for you or your kid or whoever, you put that $583 in your brokerage account. You put that $583 in your brokerage account. Well, you're going to end up with the same amount if you buy the same investment in the next 30 years. What's going to be the difference? Well, you didn't get a tax break on the money you put in your brokerage account either, because you don't get a tax break on money that you put in your brokerage account. Okay, so if you put investments in your brokerage, you don't get a tax break on them. So same thing with the Roth. So what's going to happen when you go to pull it out? You actually have to pay, though, capital gains tax on the interest. So depending on how much you earn, capital gains tax can start off at 15% for most people that make under $400,000 a year. So if you see right here, the interest is $1 million. That means for the person that did the same strategy, the same investment, have the same amount, their brokerage account, when they start to pull it out, they're going to have to pay 15% interest, 15% capital gains on the $1 million, which is the interest. The 200 they already paid taxes on. Okay, so that's the biggest difference. If you do that same thing, you buy that $583, you buy that same investment and you put it in your 401k, you're going to get a tax break. It's the only account that gives you a tax break, and you can write it off that current year. But what's going to happen at the end? Okay, well, you get this tax break. You don't have to pay taxes on it, unlike the brokerage and the Roth. But when you get to the end, you have to now pay taxes on the total amount, the whole 1.2, because they gave you a tax break, meaning you didn't pay taxes on that 210 along the way. Okay. So now when you get to the end, you have to pay taxes on the entire amount, the 1 million and the 200, and the 200,000. And how much do you pay in taxes? You pay whatever your tax rate is for whenever you pull it out. Whatever your income is, whatever your tax rate is at that time, that's what you're going to pay on that 1.2. So same investment, same amount will give you the same results. The only difference between one account to the next is the rules around it, which are the tax rules, contribution rules. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
No,
So I do
really,
have one
really,
other
that's the
question.
way, that's
Yes.
the way love goes.
A custodial Roth is a Roth for kids. But you have to have earned income, and the kid has to like basically show proof of earned income.
So is that annually when you do the taxes that the kid has to show proof of earned income? Is that something that, you do along with filing taxes? If a
You
child
do it
has a
along with
custodian?
filing your taxes, yes, because they're on your taxes. So you do it when you file your taxes, and they're on it.
Okay. Huh.
So
So,
kids can't wait. My youngest said she's not waiting to use money 30 years from now. Oh.
wow.
She doesn't have to wait 30 years. Tell her if she hits her freedom number, she can hit it in 15 years. She can hit it in, you don't have to wait 30. Tell her that, Latanya. I'm sorry, Cheryl, did you have another question?
So, the only other thing I was gonna ask is, so really, other than a 529, that's the only other way that we can open up an account specifically for a child?
Nope, a 529, a brokerage account. So kids can have brokerage accounts. They're called UTMAs, but they're
Okay.
equivalent to our brokerage account.
So
It's-
still there's the tax,
So
the
no,
tax rules that you got to be aware of for that also. But if the child waits till they're grown, then they take care, or, they're responsible for those taxes. Is that correct?
say that one more time.
So if you open up an UTMA, like you were saying, the tax rules for that, if the child waits till they're grown, 18 years old, then they'd be responsible for whatever taxes they might incur as a result of making withdrawals. Is that correct?
Yes, once they take over the account, and they actually they stop allowing me into my kids' accounts when they reach a certain age. They block you from even doing anything with it.
Unbelievable.
So they basically, it's like you can't get in it, but then the kid has to call to get access to it and to switch it over to them. So they'll almost freeze it somewhat.
Yeah.
They freeze it until the kid calls, and the kid has to call, and the kid has to take over the account, put it in their name, switch everything over. The most important thing, if you guys are doing this, make sure you put your beneficiary as you on there before your kid becomes of age. I made my kids make sure that I was their beneficiary, but I made sure I did it as well. Like I made sure I did it, and then I wanted to make sure when their account switched over that I was still on there. But they did say that I was still on there. But
Oh, I
those
didn't
are
know
some
about
things
that.
to know that your kid, you will get locked out of it at a certain age. And then this is why you have the conversations with the kids. You can always get kids to download the Vanguard app on their phone. They do have to call, they do have to set up like their username and their password, but they have access only to their accounts. If you have a Roth for them, a brokerage account, they'll see access to it. But anytime you hear the word custodial just means underage. It means kids. They use the word custodial to just as another word to say a kid's account. And the only thing kids don't have is I guess unless they had Well, I don't know. I don't want to answer this one because I don't know the answer to this. Like, do they have a 401k? I mean,
That's
I
what I was
guess like if they had a Disney job or something and they had, I don't know. I guess if they had them on employment, they could have a 401k. I
That's
don't
what I
know
was
if there's
gonna,
rules around that.
I was gonna ask you that, Tashina, because I have the UTMA accounts for my 3 grandchildren, and I was gonna ask, okay, so when they become of age, would they be able to convert that into a Roth, or does it have to stay into the brokerage account?
Yeah, it'll basically it's a brokerage account, so it'll convert over to what it is. Like it'll convert from that to a brokerage account. So it can't convert to a Roth, but it will convert to a brokerage. If you have a custodial or a Roth IRA for your kid, it will convert over to a Roth.
Oh, well, their parents need to do that for them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the
Now,
so
I
the
know
the parents.
what I do for like my little cousins and my nieces and nephew. Like my nephew, he's on it. He goes to what's that school that Angel Reese goes to?
LSU.
LSU. My nephew goes to LSU, and every birthday, every Christmas, like I send him investments. And he's been doing it for a while. And his mother opened the account for him, and he's not 18 yet. And he looks at his investments, he looks at what I send him, he looks at what he has, and he works and he contributes to he can't contribute to himself, but he gives it to his mom, and his mom will put it in his account.
Okay, so but you can't open a Roth unless you have employment.
Right. It has to be you have employment.
Okay.
They don't make it simple.
No, that was not, it's not simple. It's not simple, but it's like another way that the wealthy like try to go through more and more like little tax loops and different things
Yeah,
to set their kids up.
right. So Sabrina, I might want to speak with you just for a moment. I want to set up an UTMA for my great niece because
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have any grandchildren.
Well, yeah, well, it's simple, honey. I just followed Tashina's advice. I went with Vanguard, of course,
Right.
I think, and I have it on automatic deposit into their money market, and then I go in every maybe month or every 2 months and just purchase shares, because now you don't have to buy for a whole share. You can just buy whatever your money is in there.
Fractional.
Fractional,
Yeah.
right? And I love that. And also, while the money
Yeah.
sits in there, it earns interest until you use it. So
Right.
I like that. I have 3 grandchildren. I have one more on the way, so I have to set up one more.
Oh,
But that when she, because that's been one of my goals and dreams, was to set up an inheritance for my children's children, and that's how I'm doing it. Is setting it
absolutely.
with the UTMA, but then you have to educate them, as you hear Tashina saying, because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you can't put in all that hard work and then.
And the other thing that, whenever you set up accounts for other people, for something to know is that you do need their social security number. And if you are setting the account up for them, then if it's in your account, then you have to provide that information to your tax accountant. Where if
That's
you
what I
get
was
their
going to ask.
parent to set it up, and the parent, because the parent is filing taxes for them, the parent can do it. The parent can do it. Can like file it for them.
Okay, this seems like probably the best approach for me to take for her. So
the next thing
thanks.
is
Great
the parent
information.
goes through it, the parent signs them up for it. You have the social and everything, and then the parent signs the account up. The parent can be the beneficiary if something goes wrong. If anything happens. And then remember, guys, if somebody that a girlfriend, a grandchild, a husband, or whoever, if you want to buy something and send it to them, you just have to buy it and then call Vanguard, and then they'll fill out a form, and all you need is like their account number, their name. I don't know if you need their social. I think you might just need their account number and name. I think that's all I have for him. And then you can send anybody any kind of investments through your account.
as long as everybody has Vanguard. Okay.
No, I think you can send it to them even if they don't have Vanguard. I think you just need more information if they don't have Vanguard, to my
Yeah.
understanding. I do think that you can even send to other companies.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad I asked about the Roth. We kind of went down the rabbit hole, but I've got an answer that I need how to go about doing that, because the Roth thing and her having a job and having to show earned income and all that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to let you guys go. Before the new year, I do want to make sure everybody is focusing on the Roth IRA. You will see more stuff from me. I do want you to post, like, if nothing else, when you contribute to your Roth, post it. I'm going to be going along with you guys when it comes to, we're going to do this together this year. Usually I take what I've done in the past years is if I say, oh, okay, I'm just going to fill my Roth up January of the year. But this year, I want us to do a whole initiative, and I want to see how many of us can fill up our Roths this year. So you're going to see me posting about it, creating graphics and stuff like that, and then asking you to post. Remember, you go into your Vanguard app or your Fidelity app or Charles Schwab app, and you click on your Roth, and most apps will show that you've maxed it out or that you've started your contributions for it, and they'll have some kind of graph that shows how much you've contributed and how far you've gone with maxing it out. And I want to see how many people from this community can we get to max out our Roths this year of 2024. So make that a huge goal for you this year, because it's a goal of our community to get everybody to max out their Roth IRA. So I'm going to talk about it on every call. I'm going to ask you to post about it. I'm going to ask you to talk about it, because if you can, and if you can't, because let's just say you're in retirement and there's a reason that you can't, you still can contribute to a brokerage account. So we still want everyone to participate, whether it be Roth IRA or whatever account, and to really set those goals to put your investment dollars away. So with that being said, great call tonight, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to 2024. How many of you are ready to get your finances together for this year?
Ready to get paid these student loans.
Okay, come off mute. I need to hear y'all voices. How many of y'all are ready to get y'all finances together this year?
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, awesome.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I don't want to keep us too long, but everybody have a great start to your year. Don't forget to do your vision boards. Use Notions if you need a good goals tracker. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for our first business class of the year.
Thanks, Tashina. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Night.
I think it's still